Okay, welcome everybody to a special edition of Diggy's Dungeon. We had some extremely sad news just the other week that legendary K-pop producer Shinsadong Tiger was found dead. So we are using this show to pay tribute to the amazing work he did while he was with us. So I've got two callers today, each covering a few of their absolute favourites of his, and I've brought some of mine too. So I guess let's crack on. Let's celebrate this man's legacy. I'm going to bring in the first caller, which is, of course, T. Right, here we go. Hello, T.
Hello?
There we go. You are here. Good.
Oh, was I unmuted the whole time? Gosh.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. And happy to have the opportunity first to talk a little bit about a very talented man.
Mm-hmm.
So, should we just crack on?
We can do that. So we're covering all of our favourite Shinsadong Tiger productions. So let's crack on with teas.
Yeah, so I don't know about you, but I tend to be a bit of a rookie with K-pop like history anyway. But he's not someone that I ever knew tons and tons about. It's just someone that I knew. I tended to like his songs, and so I can't say that I know much about his life or career or anything like that. Perhaps you or Accio might be able to give a little bit more information on that. But I knew that hearing that he had passed away was a massive shock, even for someone with very little knowledge like me, just because I knew how talented he was. And then when I found out how young he was, that was also a massive shock as well, because he was only 40 when he died, which is insanely young. And it also made me realize how talented he was from such a young age, because my God, he's done so much. When you start to look through the list, I just wanted to double check, the songs that I had chosen. And when you look through the list of songs that he's worked on, it's just absolutely insane. What a talented guy, and what a loss. But obviously he can live on through his amazing music, and happy to talk through some of them today.
Absolutely.
I have to say that my absolute favorite song that he worked on is not one that he sort of solely was the main person that worked on. So I want to talk about that song second.
Mm-hmm.
But that's probably, in like my top 5 K-pop songs of all time. But first of all, I want to talk about my favorite song of his that he was the main person that worked on.
Okay.
And it's an amazing, beautiful, girly song and it's by a group called Dia, and it's called WooWoo.
Ooh, here we go. Let's woo it up. Here we go. Okay, Dyer's WooWoo.
Yeah. What a song to start off with.
Yeah. I feel like the thing that always jumps out to me on this, like I know people say that this sounds really like some other song. I think it's Tinashe or something like that.
Mhm.
But like the melodies are just so much better in this one, and like
Yeah.
um the the thing that shines to out for me, well, that what are these words? The thing that stands out for me in
Finds
this
out.
it can't English it hard. The thing that stands out to me about this one production wise is it's one of the things that a lot of the producers from that kind of second into third gen period did really well, which is picking the right part for the right person.
Mhm.
Because like he makes use of the fact that Jung and Eunice have really good voices in the pre-chorus, and then they still can put good old Cheon with her non-existent vocals in the center for the chorus by giving her an easy
Mhm.
part. Like, but she doesn't have like a million parts, which is what they do now with the visual. So it's like, yeah, it's just really smartly done. I think like it's just so much better geared towards what a K-pop group generally is.
Yeah. Exactly. He just sort of, I guess, knew always what he was working with and kept that in mind
Yeah,
to make song sounds as it sounds oh God, I can't talk either.
I've infected you.
To make the most of groups as best he could, because he knew that he wasn't always going to be working with like the best vocalist, but
Yeah, he makes
I
the
think
whole better than the sum of its parts.
yeah, exactly.
That's what we
I
can
think
say.
for me, like the main thing I notice in the songs that I like love of his, which are all girl group songs because
Of
that's me.
course,
For me, it's like the absolute perfection balance of like catchy and girly, like, but like not like silly girly, like soulful kind of girly, like, but it's doing that because I feel like songs quite often do one or the other. So maybe they're like catchy, but it's like silly kind of levels of cutesy or girly.
yeah. This
Or
isn't
they're
like
kind of
pure sugar.
no,
Like,
it's not. It's got like a little bit of like a little bit of like something soulful or more sensual in it, but
yeah.
we're still being like girly
There's
and
more
being really
emotion to it.
catchy as well. Exactly. It's not just like for me, there's always just like a tiny, like whether it's the chords or just the synth, like the use of synth is really pretty and the melodies are really pretty, whilst obviously always making it really catchy, like super catchy, but there's always something catchy, but there's also always something like it's my kind of girly, yeah, it's like melancholic
End
girly
of
kind of
summer type of feeling.
exactly like summer
Yeah.
night kind of thing. And it just hits a feeling that, I think is just so, so smart. And it just happens to be like the sort of songs that I absolutely love. So yeah,
Yeah.
and I do know there was a lot about this song, like, whether it had plagiarized um Super Love, which like the thing is though, if I try and think of Super Love, I can't think of that song. It's nowhere
I can't think of the
near as catchy
melodies.
as this.
The
Exactly.
backing
Whereas
track is
this
very similar, but
song,
I think the actual melodies on top of it are not, from what I
of
remember.
course, yeah. No, I think it's very different. The backing has some similarities, but um oh, excuse me. But yeah, it's for me, like I have my list of songs that have made it into absolute like demonic obsession territory, and I have a specific playlist for those songs. And for a song to make it onto that playlist of mine, I have to have absolutely gone like completely like psychotic levels of repetition of a song. And this is one of them on my list.
Yeah. I
Uh,
wonder how many
because
oohs you've heard through this.
seriously, mate, you don't want to know. It just like because I think for songs to end up on on my like psycho playlist is like they just hit a feeling and it just feels so good. And when something feels good, I just want to play it again and again and again. So that's what I do. But anyway, moving on, if that's okay, to the next song, which is one of my all-time favorites in all of K-pop. I mean, this was a very memorable moment for me within being into K-pop is when Moose introduced me to this next song. And once I heard it, I was like, that is literally perfect. Like it is a perfect song. I love absolutely everything about it. It's so amazing and it is a song that well, I'll explain a bit more after, but it's WJSN song Secret.
Okay, let's get it. Okay, T. Are you flying among the cosmos? Do you feel cosmos inside you?
No.
Did you get a bit frisky with the magazine?
Anywho, yeah, I'd never noticed that intro before. That is hilarious. Like Cosmo, what? The way they put the capital C as well. Like, sorry, who?
You mate Cosmo.
Yeah, mate. Anywho, moving on to this song. What a absolutely special song. I mean, like to truly like imagine having such a legacy that includes such special songs like this. I mean, it's just incredible. So this song was worked on by Shinsadong Tiger and also E1. Is it E1? And when you sort of read up, it seems like it was sort of perhaps more E1 than him. I mean, you can't really be sure, can you, about like who did what in the process and like what the percentage was. But the fact that he worked on this song, I mean, what an achievement. It's just such a full and emotive song that it literally really it kind of like makes me feel almost like on the edge of tears sometimes, like
Mm.
if I'm listening to it at the right moment, because it's just absolutely beautiful. And I think it's one of the best representations of like that kind of orchestral sound in K-pop and how amazing it can be. Akio.
Okay, getting battered by the like Autobot.
Yeah. Um yeah, so yeah, it's just such a great example of like the orchestral sound in K-pop and how strings in K-pop is just so damn good.
Mm-hmm.
And to have such a full sound that the shape of the song is so smart, and I think it causes a lot of emotion to come up because of the way it kind of builds up and down. Like the way the chorus even itself is kind of very up and then falling down. And I think that's exactly how it kind of stirs up emotion when you listen to it, because it really sort of builds up, and then yeah, down again and then up again and
Mm.
down again. It really is like quite a whirlwind. It sort of stirs up something inside you, and it's so pretty and so beautiful and kind of wistful and like, I mean, God, adjective bingo, seriously. But
Yeah,
yeah,
this is
it's
like a great example of what I always mean when I'm saying a song doesn't go anywhere, because this song goes everywhere. Like it does so much,
exactly.
but it still feels really cohesive and not like you're being thrown into a different song at any point. You're just on the journey, you know? Like it's
Exactly.
great.
It's
Just the chorus in this does more than most songs do, you know? It's pretty amazing. And like as per
exactly.
usual, as it was in the last one, amazing like vocal layering. Like there's evidently a
Yeah.
lot of production on
Harmony.
the vocals, like there was in WooWoo, but like it still sounds really nice. Like
I
it's
mean,
production
yeah,
to aid the vocals rather than now where they put you through this filter that makes it sound like you're like talking from a cardboard box. Like in this, they
exactly.
just sound like really like glossy and great, you know?
And I mean, to have 12 girls and like have all the harmonies to layer up, because it is so full of harmonies. And to have 12 girls and to have to produce all those vocals and layer them and then layer them over all those strings
Yeah.
and the synths and everything else you've got. 13. Oh yeah, oops. I mean, who knows with the numbers, but to get as many vocals as he's got, and not just like, okay, your turn, your turn, your turn, your turn, like to do so much with the lush harmonies and all the instrumental stuff. I mean, it's actually insane level of production. So no wonder it wasn't a solo job on this one, but
Yeah.
it's just an absolute masterpiece of a song. And I am so glad that I had the experience of it being like shown to me and experiencing for the first time and just continuing to like love it. And it exactly hits my kind of concept, my kind of favorite kind of concept that I love, that you know is just like, yeah, perfect for me. So yeah,
Yeah, flying in a
amazing.
Ferrari with a Vegeta scouter on. That's what I want out of concepts, you know? It's beautiful. But yeah, this one again is
Yeah.
like just like WooWoo, like great part selection. Like the visuals get their time in the middle, but like there's a lot of focus on the vocalists because they have crazy good vocalists. Like it was just
Mhm,
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like good material to work with when you're working with WJSN because they have a lot of talented members, but
mhm,
like this is like why at the start of WJSN, Cheng Shao didn't feel too overbearing because Yeonjung got her time, Daewon got her time.
mhm,
You know, people had their time in the spotlight to do their great lines, and the visuals would have the little like the more talked lines. It was just like
mhm.
really well thought out. Whereas as time went on, they started adding more of the chants and more of the talky bits to let the visuals do their thing, and it wrecked songs. So
Mhm.
this is how you do it, people. Please, more of this.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It's a real fine art, and he did it so well.
Yeah,
So yeah. Song. So then moving on to a slightly different kind of song. My next song, Shock, is another girl group song. And it is the song from a show that we watched in the watch together and had a great time watching the unit.
Mm-hmm.
And the group that came out of that for a short time, Uni.T. And they came out with 2 songs, and I mean, like, lucky girls because they got 1 Brave Sound song and 1 Shinsadong song. I
Doesn't get
mean,
much better than
like,
that.
exactly. And so this was the Shinsadong Tiger song that they got when they debuted, and it's called No More.
Here we go.
네가 날 보면 아무 의미 없는 말도 날 녹여 왜 나를 흔들어 왜 자꾸만 손을 넘어 Oh no, oh no, 갑자기 넌 왜 내 맘을 찢어놔 자꾸 이상해 심장이 터져가 왜 나를 흔들어 왜 자꾸만 손을 넘어 Oh no, oh no, oh no 더는 빠지지 않게 멈춰줘 너의 관심만 선하는 빼줘 Go away, away, away 넘어오지 마 너와 나의 사이에 정해진 선을 왜 넘어와 baby No more 너는 왜 자꾸만 날 미치게 난 멈출 수가 없어 waiting 날 들었다 놨다 해 확실하게 좀 해 No Oh no, oh no, oh no more 선을 Oh no, oh no, oh no more 선을 그런 눈빛으로 그만 날 봐요 그런 눈이 길어 멀진 말아요 왜 나를 건드려 날 가만히 있게 해줘 Oh no, oh no, oh no 밤에 연락을 해요 왜 자꾸 우연히 날 마주쳐요 왜 나를 건드려 날 가만히 있게 해줘 Oh no, oh no, oh no 마음이 아프지 않게 멈춰줘요 갈수록 내 마음만 급해져요 너는 왜 주저하는데 너와 나의 사이에 정해진 선을 왜 넘어와 baby No more 너는 왜 자꾸만 날 미치게 난 멈출 수가 없어 waiting 날 들었다 놨다 해 확실하게 좀 해 나는 듯해 아는 듯해 네 말 끝에 왜 이렇게 모른 척해 네 모습 내게만 Baby why 왜넌 내 향해 선을 걸었나 baby 이밤에 넘어와 줄래 정해진 선을 왜 넘어와 baby 나는 왜 자꾸만 날 미치게 난 멈출 수가 없어 waiting 날 들었다 놨다 해 확실하게 좀 해 Oh no, oh no, oh no more 선을 Oh no, oh no more Oh no, oh no, oh no more 선을 Oh no, oh no more
Hey, Uni.T's No More. What a wide spectrum of singing ability in a group, you know? Any excuse to dunk on Hyunju, I'm sorry. Literally any excuse. I think that's the real mark of a great producer, is to be able to get a group like this where you've got Hyunju who can barely even talk on pitch, and then you've got like NCA who's like ridiculous, and like you
Yeah.
still make them all sound pretty good. I mean, obviously Hyunju is like at least a 2-man job. Like they put her like a wacky ass filter on her, and she still sounded bad here. But like, what can you do?
Yeah.
I mean, you're working with like
Yeah.
less than nothing there.
It's true.
But not that I was shit talking her in the chat as well. I just don't think she's good, you know? Like,
No.
she gets
Who
by
does,
entirely
though?
on being cute, and like that's
Yeah.
all she can do. But
Yeah.
oh my god, it's fucking hammering you today. Stop doing fucking names with a full stop in, Accio. It's murdering you every time you
Oh
do.
my god. Links. Crazy.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Let's see if Accio can get banned for doing names with full stops in them.
Oh my god.
I need to work out if I
What
can
is
change a
going on
setting or
today?
something, because this is a bit silly.
No links. Warning. How many warnings does she get? Is there
That's
a
what I'm
limited
wondering.
amount?
I think you're on your third warning, right? Is it like 3 strikes and the next one you're out, or what?
I don't know. Oh
Who
my
knows?
gosh.
We'll see, but yeah, I think here you can tell it's Shinsadong Tiger because you get those super glossy vocals. Like everyone sounds produced perfect, It's great,
Yeah.
and like this is the one time I can give props to someone over Brave Sound. Brave Sound, as we mentioned, did a song with these girls as well, and he managed to make NCA sound kind of nightmarish in that song. But here she sounds amazing, so props to
She
Shinsadong
sounds
Tiger.
incredible here. Like,
Oh yeah,
talking about allowing someone's voice to really shine through. It was obviously like the thing is as well, you can tell he hasn't just like done blanket production on each individual girl. Like he's done, like, there's been a lot done for each girl, some needing more / different things than others. So
yeah.
but again, yeah, just super smart. And I think a lot of people, it seems, found this song a little bit underwhelming for their like debut song. But I think actually there's more to be appreciated in it than people think. I mean, I do prefer, so the other song, not the B-side, but it kind of was the B-side, the other song, the Brave Brothers one, I actually prefer that as a song. I really love that song. But this one I think has more to be appreciated than it first seems. And again, like lots of people compared it to Wonder Girls, Why So Lonely. Which, yeah, at several points in the song, it does make me want to break out into that chorus. But that's just what you get from like a reggae pop like sound. That's because that was the main kind of other one. But yeah, it's just really interesting. I think, and I really like what he's done with the percussion sounds in this song. I think is really there's some really nice percussion in there that is
those
kind of
chimes in the bridge.
Exactly, yeah. And the drums as well, like he sort of features them quite a lot in the song, which I really, really like. A kind of really full drum sounds, and yeah, I just think it's just a great reggae pop song, and it was a little bit interesting for them. So yeah, really, really like that one too.
Yeah, it's funny with the Uni.T songs because like they're like a tale of contrast where it is maybe has stronger songwriting, like the melodies are more addictive and you can't help but love it.
Yeah.
But the production's like way, way worse. And like this one is like maybe not as catchy, but everything's just done so well.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, yeah. So I guess that's like more points to Shinsadong Tiger, And to be fair, I can give him that because that I Mean song I think is more so the work of Red Cookie than it is Brave Sound himself. He just helped on it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's that mix of girly, but not. It's like the slight sensual girly plus. It's like if there's a scale, from on one end you've got like ridiculously sickeningly cutesy, and the other end you've got like ridiculously sexy, and then you've kind of got near the top you've got like girly and like innocent, and then slightly less innocent girly. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a scale,
Yeah.
and this is like these songs are just at the point that I absolutely love. Like, it's not like bum in your face, bum in your face.
I mean, it is. The video is.
Actually, yeah.
The video, they
there is
literally
a very
zoom in
clear
on
bum
them
in your-
bending
It's
over and
true.
running their hands over their bum. But like, the song
Okay,
is
but in
not
terms
that
of the
overly
song-
sexy.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the cameraman
Very
was
true.
having a bit of a day of it, you know.
It's true. Okay, the music video is not. And like we've got range shots. I mean, yeah, it's true. Not in terms of the music video, but just in terms of the song itself. I think is what I mean.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, I'm not saying he hasn't done songs elsewhere on the spectrum because, like, we'll see later on with Fiestar et al. But in terms of my favorites of his, that's the kind of like place on the spectrum we're at. But anywho, and can we just take a moment to appreciate my girl Jiwon? Oh my god!
God, your woman crush is
He
still
just-
going hard.
Oh my god! Woo! Just amazing. Anywho, moving on.
Shout out to my
Moving
girl
on.
Woohee.
So Yang Jiwon. Oh my god. What a girl.
Mm.
What a girl. Right, moving swiftly on to my last pick of the night, which was a song that I think he did just shortly before this one. Actually, shortly before doing the Uni.T one. And this song, I mean, what a song. Such an important song that did great things for Momoland. And yeah, can't wait to hear it again. As in we haven't heard this song enough.
Yeah.
But it is Momoland's Boom Boom.
Hey, the song that took the world by storm. Here we go.
Mhm.
너와 나의 rendezvous 내 맘을 줬다 놨다 맘대로 지금 내 눈에 네 어깨 무릎 봐 숨이 딱 막힐 것 같아 난 너만 보면 와우 와우 정신을 또 now 네 매력에 난 놀라게 돼 hit it ho 무슨 말이 필요해 숨이 꽉 막힐 것 같아 넌 자꾸 와 이제 나만 보게 될 거야 너를 줬다 놓을 거야 너 점점 더 fall in love Give it to you 눈빛 쏟아지는 말 touch 하나뿐인 말 my lover 내 머리부터 boom boom 내 발끝까지 boom 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 Just let it boom boom 네 앞에서만 boom boom 내게 줄게 boom 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 지금 보고 있는 게 꿈은 아닐 거 있고 땡땡이 치고 날 만나게 될걸 티까 매력을 Yeah boom 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 보여줄게 pick up the phone I'll never pick up wow wow 정신없이 쿵쿵 내 마음을 boom boom 사정없이 hit it ho 여기서 무릎께서 넌 낮이나 밤이나 빛의 남이 전화리지마 떨려와 이제 나만 생각날 거야 밤에 잠도 잘
as they say, great. Ugh.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. I was so scared to mute or unmute or
Don't be.
do literally anything. Yeah, great. Yeah, so what a song, what a song. It's so interesting for me because this was one of the songs that I was into like just when I first kind of started to get into K-pop. So
Mm.
and it just reminds me of a certain time which is very nostalgic, but like again, with this song, there is so much more to it than meets the eye. Yes, it is super, super, super catchy. But again, I'm sorry, it's on that thing. It's like girly, but it's not that there's some little bits of soul in this song. Like if you listen, there's especially there's just something about it. It's just something more to it than just sickly cheesy pop.
Mhm.
There's actually something quite soulful about it in a way. And if you listen to the amount of harmonies again that there are in this song, it's so clever. Like it would take me hours to pick apart the harmonies in this because they're really, really complex harmonies. And the way it's all been like layered together, it's just again, it's so clever. Like I can't even imagine the man hours of like doing something like this, like making songs like this. So
Yeah.
yeah, again, super catchy, super girly, kind of stupid, and yeah, it's just great. And he did a few of Momoland's songs. So after this, he did Bam, which
It's the same song again.
another
널 보며 뒷면면면 생각난 매일 뺨뺨뺨 자꾸 오늘도 왜 예뻐 갈수록 더 숨길 수 없는 맘맘맘 널 보면 자꾸 이렇게 떠 Oh my
I mean, yeah, great. Another great song. And then he did did he do the one after that as well? I think he did as well. I'm So Hot, which I didn't love as much, but um this one certainly made a huge impact and rightly so. Let's just ignore that rap section
That's
because
always the problem.
that is always
You
the
have like
problem.
20 seconds of just absolute despair, and the rest of the song is just so joyful.
Like
and
is
so
that
good.
the point when is that the point where he like went to the toilet and was like
Came
right,
back and was like,
random
what
guy
the
off the
fuck have you made?
Yeah. Like your homework, apprentice, is 20 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, this is your little work experience. Go away and do 20 seconds. And it's like
20 seconds of Daisy being unaccompanied with a microphone, and that's what you get.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, really, really important song in my journey. And I know for many other people as well. And genuinely an actually quite pretty song at points. As
Yeah.
weird as it sounds.
Well, there's a reason it blew up so hard. It's because like it had a
Mhm.
bit of everything for everybody, you know? It was amazing.
Yeah.
And like it's I like
Exactly.
to describe songs in terms of taste because I find it easier than doing a spectrum between different concepts. Like this is, yes, there's a lot of sugar, but like there's some richness to it as well, with like how
Mhm.
he layers the guitar and the harmonies
Yeah.
and like all the little like synth bass moments. Like there's something more intelligent to it than just like a bog standard stupid pop song. Even though it's quite happy
100%.
being a bog standard stupid pop song.
It's like you know, it will hook everyone in, and then for people that can see the other parts, they'll get even more appreciation out of it. So it's such a
Mm.
crowd pleaser every way.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when
Because
this came out,
it's
I played
not
it for like one of my friends who doesn't know K-pop like at all, and she loved it. She was like super in,
Oh, really?
like to the point that she actually
That's
kept up and
great.
like checked out their next song to check if she liked it, and like, yeah, she was well into
Which
it.
I hope
So.
she did, right? 'Cause,
I mean, she was
yeah.
like, they're kind of doing the same thing again, aren't they? And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But good as well.
But
Bam
honestly,
is
we were
great
we
on
were
it
kind of
too,
mostly
so
okay with it because this song is so good anyway. Like, you know, like we can
yeah,
have another of these. That's fine.
exactly.
But
So
yeah,
yeah. So those are my 4 picks, and there's lots more. Which,
Mhm.
but yeah, just overall, just my sort of summary is really, you know, what a great loss. And I think often producers don't get as much credit as they're due, and
Yeah.
you know, sadly, sometimes until it's too late. But I think he's one of those people where, you know, for me as well, you sort of think you start to realize, oh, and that was his song as well, and that was his
Yeah.
song as well. Oh, and that was his song as well. And it's just these songs that you're just like, wow, yeah. And then once you start to piece them all together, and you're like, wow, you can see the thread of them.
Yeah, he's definitely one of
And yeah.
those names where you look up a song you like, you realize he made it, and then you go and look at him and you go, oh, hang on, I really like what that group does too, and that's because of him. And
Yeah.
oh, I really like this one too, and that was the best song that group had, and that was him too. Like, he's one of those where you start connecting the dots and you realize that you like him more than you like the actual artists half the time.
Exactly.
Like that's what used to be so magical about producers in K-pop, at least. So you would like. I had this with Sweet Tune as well, where like I looked up Sweet Tune and was like, oh god, they've done like almost all the songs I love. Like it was the same thing with Shinsadong Tiger, that you suddenly realize he's done so many of the things you love, which I'm about to take you through a couple of, and you're along for this ride, T. So these are kind of, I mean, some of my picks are like very obvious, and some of them are very not. I would say the next one is very not, because I don't think many people even know this song. But this is Park Jung-min. I think he's from SS501. His solo song "Not Alone" from 13 years ago. So
wow.
We're going vintage with this one. You know, we're going for it. So let's play this, and we'll get into it afterwards.
Okay.
지적하는 네 눈빛이 자꾸 나를 놓으려고 해 숨이 찬 네 모습을 볼수록 붙잡을 수 없어 지쳐 이젠 너 모든 걸 벗어나 돌이킬 수가 없다고 그치라며 또 울지 마. So I can't believe I'm not alone. 이제 난 alone. 더는 슬프지 않게. And I can't believe I'm not alone. 절대 난 alone. 다시 힘들지 않게. 이제 just down 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 no 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 down 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 no 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 시간이 더 흘러도 I'm not alone. 너 하나 때문에 I can't believe. 갈수록 내 기억이 날 붙잡아 싫어도 여전히 그 흔적에 살아. 점점 시간이 다시도 벗어나 돌아갈 수가 없다고 그치라며 또 울지 마. So I can't believe I'm not alone. 이제 난 alone. 더는 슬프지 않게. And I can't believe I'm not alone. 절대 난 alone. 다시 힘들지 않게. 이제 just down 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 no 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 down 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 no 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 시간이 더 흘러도 I'm not alone. 너 하나 때문에 I can't believe. 숨을 쉴 수조차 없는 어두운 이 밤도 다시는 두렵지 않아 너 때문에. So I can't believe I'm not alone. 이제 난 alone. 다시 돌릴 수 있게. And I can't believe I'm not alone. 절대 난 alone. 다시 힘들지 않게. 이제 just down 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 no 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 down down
Down, down, down. No, 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 no. What did you think of that, T? Because I don't think you've heard this anywhere near as much as I
Wow.
have.
I've definitely heard it before, but
Mm.
not very much at all. It's probably you that's played it to me, to be honest. But
Probably.
wow, like what a song! Like another masterpiece, truly. Wow. Yeah. Super impressed. Um
Yeah, I'm all about the strings. You know me. I love drama. I love
yeah,
strings.
same.
Get me in there.
Really, again, just getting that feeling in there and getting that complexity in there. I like how, I mean, this guy has a nice voice. I like how his voice isn't sort of really the feature of the song at times. It's almost like he has made his voice into sort of just another one of the instruments to be layered within the like perfect mix of many, many instruments that are being used in this song.
Mhm.
So it's not like the backing track is sort of playing second fiddle to this guy's voice. You know, he's just sort of one of the many instruments basically in the mix and like being blended in with those beautiful string sounds and percussion sounds and everything. And yeah, you can really feel that, you know, emotion in the song. And it's just like a lovely, when it gets to the end of the song, you just feel so satisfied, just like you've had a whole meal, you know, and now you're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I'm just content. I don't feel sick. I'm not still hungry. I'm like, oh yeah, just content with a good meal. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it has that wonderful ingredient that Akio was talking about a minute ago, which is the last extra dramatic chorus, where
Yeah,
everything
the key
comes to a
change.
crescendo, you know? Leaves you feeling very satisfied when you finish the song, for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Park
Exactly.
Jung
And
Min brings his like weird tone to this, which I'm all about because I love strange vocal tones, and he definitely has one of those. But yeah, I mean, the star of this is definitely the backing track. Like, wow.
yeah.
It kind of has that glossy, perfect feeling in the instrumental that he usually puts in all of the vocals. So
Mhm.
I think, to me, that's kind of the calling card of Shinsadong Tiger, is everything just sounds so well balanced and so glossy and perfect. Like,
Mhm.
it's just, like, amazing how he makes these songs sound like that. But, yeah, I mean, I had to bring the dramatic, like, boy song with strings, because that's my shit.
Yeah.
So, and if
It's not like
sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. I was just gonna say it doesn't tend like, you know, I'm not massively about the like boy group drama.
Yeah.
But no, I can definitely appreciate a beautiful song. And like, yeah, you know, it's obviously going back a few years now, and so it has a little bit of that slight like cheesy old song thing about it, but it's just great. Really, really great song. And I like how you in their music video they kind of show the instruments and you know that they are actually in the song. So, you know, um it's
There is
just
a funny
really nice.
moment though when like they show and the guy's like playing the guitar for his life, strumming out chords, and there's
Yeah.
absolutely no guitar at that point in the song.
Yeah, that's true.
That bit's funny.
Yeah, that is true.
But
Very true.
yeah, it's just this is like going back to a time when we could have nice things like strings and natural instruments in K-pop that we don't really have
Mhm.
anymore so much. It was like that glorious couple of years, like 2011, 2012 type of time where boy groups were just like, right, let's have some strings, let's do a bit of drama. And I was
Yeah.
all about it with like this, Boyfriend's Janus. All that good stuff. I was just all about that. So
Ghost of Wind or whatever that other
yeah,
song
yeah,
is.
Zaya's The Ghost of Wind. love it.
Yeah, I love that song.
But I just
Great
love
song.
drama and strings. What can I say? I mean, bring it back.
Yeah, it's great. The eyeliner, I love the eyeliner.
Mm, absolutely.
And
And of
yeah.
course, the best pair of shades in any K-pop video with
Yeah.
"far" on one side and -CK exclamation mark on the other.
So good.
I think that's still my picture on like Xbox or something. But so good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I love how he's just doing random like flips and somersaults through the air as well at some point. Like, wow, great.
Yeah, I mean, if
Love
you can
it.
do it, you should do it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, again, like this guy is so damn lucky to have this. Imagine someone being like, right, this is your song, and getting a backing track like that to
I
sing to. I
know.
mean, God, like
So
absolutely
impressive.
spoil. You'd just be like, wow. So I'm so chuffed for him that he's got this now and that he did this and yeah, great song.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, my next pick is a much more popular song. But it's one that I think deserves every bit of popularity it has. It was amazing then, it's amazing now, it will be amazing forever. It's Troublemaker's debut with Troublemaker. So
Yeah.
let's
Get that
explore
thing going.
Hyuna plus Man combo. It's
Yeah.
always good. Here we go.
One, two, three.
네 눈을 보면 난 troublemaker 네 곁에 서면 난 troublemaker 조금씩 더 갈수록 더 이제 내 맘을 놔도 어쩔 수 네가 나를 잊지 못하게 자꾸 네 앞에서도 네 맘 자꾸 내가 흔들어 벗어날 수 없도록 네 입술을 또 훔치고 멀리 달아나버려 난 네맘 내게 물고 도망칠 거야 고양이처럼 넌 자꾸 안달이 날 거야 내 앞으로 와 어서 화내보렴 내 섹시한 걸음 네 머릿속에 발동을 거는 은근한 스킨십 얼굴에 비친 못 참아 죽겠다는 눈빛 갈수록 깊이 더 빠져들어 알수록 네가 더 맘에 들어 baby 아무래도 네 생각에 취했나 봐 lady I never stop 네가 나를 잊지 못하게 자꾸 네 앞에서도 네 맘 자꾸 내가 흔들어 벗어날 수 없도록 네 입술을 또 훔치고 멀리 달아나버려 난 troublemaker
Oh, Troublemaker. Why did we never get more from you? Honestly. Money printing machine, but whatever.
Amazing. Oh, like I was actually thinking just then, like, you know, the question of people like, oh, what K-pop song would you recommend or whatever, you know, like the ultimate muggle question that just like fills me with fear and panic.
Yeah.
Like generally this is a song where I'd be like, yeah, watch this. Like
Pretty much
even though
anyone
it's
can
an
enjoy
older
this.
one. Exactly. It's just a really classy pop song.
Hmm.
Like just super, super classy pop song. Like just yeah. Just a great song.
Yeah.
Catchy but again, we got that little bit of like soul feeling in it, and I think it suits the both of them really well. He clearly again like knew what he was working with. It's interesting, isn't it? Because like obviously, you know, songwriters don't always know who's going to be singing their song.
Yeah.
But if you know that you're a producer and you know if you write the song, you're probably going to be, because I think any songs he wrote, he also produced. I don't think he wrote any songs that he then didn't also produce. So he always knew what he was working with, and I think that just adds a whole nother like dimension of being able to make really great songs. Yeah, just works great.
And
Really
this is
great.
another one where, like, yeah, maybe half of this he's not working with a lot, because, I mean, Hyuna, not a great rapper, not a great singer, but he gives her the right stuff to do, you know? She only
Yeah,
has
so
so
gets her
much.
to make weird noises in the background the whole time.
The brave sound strategy.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
go a bit and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
yeah, I
No,
mean, he
she
does a
does
good
it
job
well,
there.
to be fair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
that's it.
definitely one of those where this was Cube is one of the reasons that I know of and love Shinsadong Tiger, because that was the one where I looked back and was like, oh man, everything that I love that Cube did was Shinsadong Tiger. It was all just
really?
Shinsadong Tiger, because it was this
Yeah.
era of like Troublemaker, 4 Minute, Beast, all that stuff where like he was just popping out bangers constantly for all these groups, and like he really was the reason that they were doing so well.
Mhm.
But we'll see more of that when I'm talking to Accio for sure, because she's bringing some of that. But yeah,
Yeah, nice.
he might as well have been an in-house Cube producer at that point. Like he was producing basically everything they did. Right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
loved
that's
it.
good. Like, I guess people wanted to keep him doing stuff once they saw how like great he was and the songs he could make and how well the songs did. They're probably like, hey, we'll have another one and another one and another one.
Yeah, it was a winning formula,
Yeah, definitely.
without a
Definitely.
doubt. Yeah.
Well,
That might be
couple
where
of
we
great
end
songs.
our bit here, T.
Yeah. Well, it's been great and so nice to have the chance to play some of these amazing songs
Mm-hmm.
and pay tribute to a very, very talented man who, I mean, 40 is just far, far too young. Like, that's absolutely tragic. Very, very sad loss. So, yeah, thank you, Shinsadong Tiger, for everything you did for the genre, and rest in peace.
Yep. If we can share his songs with anyone who hasn't heard them, then that's worth doing. So hopefully
Yeah.
someone tuning in hasn't heard one of these songs and they've now discovered an amazing song. But
Yeah.
we'll see. His music will live forever.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know why I said okay then. I meant to say yes.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll let you move on anyway, T. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, my next guest is the wonderful AccioSushi. Let's see what treasure trove of amazing songs she's brought with Shinsadong Tiger in mind. I'm going to bring her in. Here we go. Hello, Accio.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi. How are you?
I'll let you go first. How are you?
Maybe there's some lag. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm doing good. I am sore. I just worked a wedding yesterday, so I'm like real tired. But I am doing good. How are you?
I am fine. And better because we're listening to Shinsadong Tiger songs and his are good. I'm not here listening to the absolute dross that I'm listening to most weeks.
Well, I'm glad you're happy. That's good. Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, I am I gotta compliment ET on your professionalism. She kind of knew like the flow and the story of what she wanted to do. I was just like, I don't know. I mean, for me, what I'm gonna do is probably just gonna go more chronologically. So I think we just start with I think Beast is probably the oldest one on there.
Yeah.
That I'm bringing. So we're gonna go with Beast, and you were just talking about Cube, so I guess that's a good segue.
Absolutely.
So the Beast's fiction.
Yeah, here we go. An iconic song. Here we go.
아직 난 널 잊지 못하고 모든 걸 다 믿지 못하고 이렇게 널 보내지 못하고 오늘도 다시 만들어 볼게 우리 이야기 끝나지 않게 아주 기나긴 살갗을 바꿨으면 되는 상실감은 잠시 묻어둘게 새로 써내려가 시작은 행복하게 웃고 있는 너와 나 네가 날 떠나지 못하게 배경은 출구가 없는 좁은 방 안에 아무렇지 않게 내게 키스하고 달콤한 너의 곁을 떠나가질 못해 우린 끝이라는 건 없어 이렇게 난 잊지 못하고 내 가슴 속에 끝나지 않은 이야기를 쓰고 있어 널 붙잡을게 놓지 않을게 끝나지 않은 너와 나의 이야기 속에서 오늘도 픽션 지금 여기는 행복한 이야기들밖에 없어 너무 행복한 우리들만의 이야기가 이렇게 있어 점점 채워지고 있어 너는 나에게로 달려와서 안기고 품 안에 안긴 너를 나는 절대 놓지 못해 우린 끝이라는 건 없어 이렇게 난 또 잊지 못하고 내 가슴 속에 끝나지 않은 이야기를 쓰고 있어 널 붙잡을게 놓지 않을게 끝나지 않은 너와 나의 이야기 속에서 오늘도 픽션 다시 한 번 더 말하지만 지금 너는 내 옆에 있다고 그렇게 믿고 있어 난 목적을 잃어버린 작가의 소설의 끝은 어떻게 마무리 져야 해 사랑해 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 이세 글자만 써내려가 무뎌진 배 눈물로 얼룩진 나의 그 종류 위로 행복할 수도 슬플 수도 없어 이야기는 지금 난 너무나도 행복한 생각에 이야기를 쓰지만 모든 게 바람일 뿐이라고 여전히 날 행복한 걸 우린 함께하는 걸 이제 시작은 걸 끝은 없는 걸
Okay, Accio. Beast's fiction. Is there a more iconic synth tone in K-pop? I would argue there is not.
You know, maybe not. Honestly, that's like instantly recognizable, which is really good about this song. Makes me want to feel like I want to dramatically cry in the desert, which, you know, I'm already in the desert, so I just need to dramatically cry now.
That's very true. Head
But
outside,
yeah, I don't
have a quick
know.
CG tear fall in front of you, make the
Oh
dust
my
blow
god.
everywhere. You know, it's perfect.
Fall to my knees in front
Yeah.
of a UFO.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It's just there's just like this subset of songs because like there's also dramatic as in the sense of like there's strings. There's a lot going on in the choreo, but this one's kind of like the opposite. It's still dramatic, but it's like a slow burn. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that
Like a
choreo, like it's
novel.
kind of odd, but it fits it. Yeah, like it fits. Like the weird choreo fits.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
talking
would
about
argue
choreo
that
especially because like
the choreo is like only iconic because of the song it's in. Like
yeah,
everybody
that's
knows
true.
that
No,
choreo,
that's
but it's
true.
because this song is so amazing that everyone was like, okay, that does actually fit really well. That's great.
Yeah. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I don't know. I think what a lot of us are missing from like the songs from these back in the day is that I feel like everything was a lot more cohesive. It felt like I don't know. It almost felt like everyone was working together to kind of like paint a picture, I guess, in some
Yeah.
ways. And that includes like with Shinsadong Tiger, I think within this particular song. So we're not talking about choreo for now, but
Mhm.
within this particular song, I think like and with other songs that we already talked about too, I think what he does really well is that like he uses every person's like quirks as
Yeah.
like or like every person's voice as an instrument or almost as if it's almost like a sound or a synth within a song. And I think like not to say that people are synths, but like it's almost like you give equal consideration to like every person's voice and also the synths, which matters too, because I think sometimes in other songs you may lend too much like credit to some people's voices and then the backing is like nothing. Or
Yeah.
the other way around, where the backing is everything, but like it doesn't really fit the person's like they can't live up to the backing track, so it kind of like their voice like drags it down if almost that makes
That's
sense.
exactly it. It doesn't feel like there's like anything fighting anything in these songs. It feels like everything is in aid of each other.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like very harmonious.
Hmm.
And then yeah, I think for him like it's really cool to see how many different styles he has. But I think the general theme with him that runs through is like there's always like that sense of cohesion. And then I guess he has two modes. I think a one mode sometimes he goes like big bombastic, and then the other mode he goes like that slow burn, sensual, like more subtle taste, I guess.
Yeah.
And then fiction is just a really good like example of that. Yeah, I don't mean it helps that these are all very good singers.
Mhm. But even like
Yeah.
he even uses like Gikwan quite well, who was not great at this point.
Yes, that's true. Geekwang was not always uh at least decent, you know?
And like I also
So you're right.
find like although you have like generally better raw material to work with in terms of the personnel, like it's got to be
Mhm.
harder producing for second gen groups because they all have weird tones. Like no
Yeah,
one
I
sounds
feel
like
like
Hyunsung. No one sounds like Yosob, you know? Like everybody sounds totally
yeah,
unique
that's
in
true.
Beast.
Yeah. No, I see you. I see you.
That's why it's so much more impressive that he manages to make everything work together. Because these voices maybe should not work together, but they do.
Yeah, no, I see you. Like I think oh yeah, no. I see what you mean. It's kind of like there's a lot of like sticking out like a sore thumb sometimes that
Yeah.
like is not a good thing. But then I think within certain section of the song is like, okay, he's like very smart. He's like, all right, right here we need a little bit more punch to the gut vocals, so I'm gonna put like a vocalist here. Or it's like I just need someone with like a more gritty tone voice, so I'm gonna put him here, you know?
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of wise choices here. And then I think overall, I think what's really good too in this song and other songs as well is that there's like always a general direction or always a general like theme that's running underneath, and like everything is working towards achieving that. I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So in this case, it's like that like subset of boy group songs where it's like it's dramatic, but it's angry too, like angry and like kind of like a quiet anger.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So I think it's very hard to. I think when we were trying to describe, when T was trying to describe the feeling that you get from Secret and even like WooWoo, like that one too. Like it's just kind of like it's difficult to describe because it's very complex. Like
That's
what you kind
exactly
of
it. Is that
feel.
they
Yeah.
do like complex emotions with his songs. Whereas a lot of the time things are a lot more black and white, and it's like, no, you got to be happy, or no, this is sad. Like this is like kind of heartbreak plus mild revenge, you know? Like there's a whole lot of different things happening in a lot of his songs.
Yeah, this one's like heartbreak, anger, sadness, like there's a lot of stuff going on here. Like almost like wistfulness because he's like kind of wishing he can rewrite the story. So so it's just a lot of stuff going on, and it's very like satisfying. So I don't know. I don't really have much else to say, but like a lot of Beast songs, and I know you said that a lot of them are written by Shinsadong Tiger.
Yeah,
kind of have that same like complex emotions. I can't really pin it down with one word type song.
Yeah. If anybody listening wants a totally different mode of Beast from Shinsadong Tiger, check out Breath.
I can't take my breath. 시간이 갈수록 점점 지나갈수록 난 더 I can't hold my breath. 갈수록 나는 더 자꾸만 내 숨이 막혀와 내 숨이 Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out.
Because that's like a more like wild EDM type of pop song, but it still has kind of complex emotions in there. So that's another great one.
Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, do shout because I don't know as much Beast, but I just knew I had to bring this one on because I was like, I think for context, like for me, a lot of the first few songs I'm gonna bring on are songs where it's like I had to discover them after I got into K-pop simply because like I'm somewhat similar to T, maybe slightly before in that I think I got into K-pop around 2015, 2016. And so there's a lot of second gen, third gen groups that at that point were close to disbanding or they were starting to go to the military, you know? And so it's kind of like I was on the tail end of discovering those songs, like almost too late in some ways. But yeah, so I think the song is really weird because obviously I didn't like find it until after they were no longer Beast, but it makes me feel very like nostalgic.
It definitely does that for me because Beast were like one of the first boy groups I genuinely really liked. So this was like probably the first Beast song I heard. I think like it was just so when I got in like 2013, 2014, this was like one of the biggest songs ever in K-pop. It was huge. It was not hard to discover, but I think maybe a lot of newer fans might not have heard this yet, which is hilarious to me because this is like an integral building block of K-pop, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a big song. It's definitely a big song. It's like definitely up there, and they definitely deserve the credit, and so does Shinsadong Tiger. So.
Absolutely.
But yeah, speaking of other groups in Cube that are underrated, I don't know, underrated, maybe not, but maybe just not talked about that much anymore simply because they're not active. But yeah, 4 Minute. I think we're gonna talk about 4 minutes. Turn up the volume. Hold on, what is it?
Volume up.
Volume up. Volume up. Volume up. But yeah, I think this one also demonstrates his like songwriting skills very well too, and I think it's my favorite of his 4 minute songs. And we'll talk more about it after we listen to it.
Yeah, here we go. Volume up.
나를 처음 봤을 땐 눈도 못 뗐었던 너 쉽다고 싫다며 뒤에서 내 얘길
All right, volume up. What a banger. What an absolute banger. Find me in the club,
A banger.
fucking it up to this.
So good. For real.
So good.
Volume up for real. Oh my. Okay, what else? I don't even know where to start with the song, but basically, you know I'm gonna like it because there's saxophone in it, and I love saxophone.
Yeah.
However, not all saxophone in songs is created equal, and I concede that. However, it's used really well here. I think in chat I was mentioning, but there's that one section at the end of the chorus where I'm so sorry I don't know very many of the 4-minute members because I did not hit the top of the time. But the main vocalist, she hits the high note, and then it transitions from her high note into the saxophone hook, and it is so well done because he kind of like fades her high note a little bit so that the saxophone can come in and starts the saxophone soft. So it's kind of like it's almost like a baton pass in some ways. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny about that moment, though? It's not even the main vocal, it's the rapper. She just seems like she should be the main vocal at that moment.
Oh my god.
I think it's Jung that hits that. She goes ham on that shit. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I remember back in the day, everyone was like, oh my god, a
when-
rapper can do that? But yeah, she could.
Yeah, we miss when like rappers could also sing, and anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, when she slash Jiyun does the high note, it's a really great transition moment. But in general, I feel like the layering in this is very clever and very
it's
well
beautiful.
done.
The like
Yeah, that's just
pre-chorus with, I think it's Gayun, who is the actual main vocal. The way they layer her is just absolutely beautiful. Like, her parts just sound absolutely amazing. They make her harmonize with herself, and it's just absolute perfection. It's so good. Those parts, I'm just like gushing whenever they come on. It's just incredible.
Yeah.
I love those parts.
I think what's also good is that like very similar to Boom Boom, like this could just be like you were saying earlier too, like with this song, like when you hear the like title volume up, you think it's just gonna be like a club banger.
Yeah.
Which it is. It's not like it's not. And it's very rare that it is like, especially in the chorus, like, all right, this is, you're gonna be in the club, you're gonna be like jumping up and down, all that stuff. At least I would be.
As you should be.
But at least in the right. But at least in like the verses and the pre-chorus, there's just something a little extra in there. Like there's a little drama. There's some like prettiness too. Like there's like a lot of stuff going on. Like
yeah. It's
yeah,
it's another of those songs where the chord progression gives that kind of complex emotion. It's not just like getting ready for the club and then going to the club. There's something else there for sure.
Yeah, it's more like getting ready to go to the club and going to the club to like forget about your terrible life or something like that. You know what I mean?
Like
That's how
turn
you
the
turn
volume
the
up so you can forget him or whatever. Like it's one of those type of deals, you know. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's just so good. And I think another thing that's great, which we've also said too, is I mean, there's like later on in a lot of 4-minute songs. I think early in 4 minutes, like discography, I feel like they were very equal with. I mean, it doesn't have to be like necessarily equal, but it just feels like everyone got a moment to shine, right? Hyuna was still in the middle, but at the same time, she wasn't overpowering everyone else.
Yeah.
Then later on in their career, I feel like that did happen. But yeah, at least in this song, I think everything is really, once again, well balanced. Very similar to like we were talking about with Daya earlier. Like, you know, Cheon can still be in the middle. Hyuna can still be in the middle, give her part, do her thing. But so can everyone else. So like that's really good. It's like, oh, like, you know, I noticed Ji-yoon. I was like, all right, Ji-yoon, I see you. Like, you know. So
I think,
yeah.
God, I wish I think it's who is it that I'm so bad with names of members. I need to actually look her up. There's one member of 4-minute who always has the most like unique part of the song. Like her parts are always just like, I think it's Jihyun maybe? Let me look her up. But I think it's Jihyun. She has the bridge in this, and her parts are always just like
so
out of nowhere, like crazy. Like they are, her parts are just like so different to anything else, and they always make the song a little bit. And again, in this, she has her own like solo part for the bridge. And like, yeah, it's just so cool that he can incorporate these like super unique sections but have the song still work all together, and everybody gets to shine. And like, yeah, I mean, for a minute was Hyuna and girls, right? But not here. Like, yeah, she has her parts. Yeah, she's in the middle a lot. She is definitely not the reason you come to this song. Like, almost certainly not. Everybody else gets to shine, and their parts, in my opinion, are a lot better than hers.
Yeah, no, me too. Like, I think for once, it wasn't like, here, look, it's Hyuna. Do you see her? Oh my god, look, it's Hyuna.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you know, like I think I obviously noticed that she was there because I think Hyuna does have a very strong presence, but at the same time, I also noticed all the other members, which I don't always have the chance to do so in, like, especially later, like 4-minute songs. But yeah, what was I gonna say? That bridge though, I do want to give that shout. So that's so good. It's like a tango-esque bridge. Like, I don't know, there's like different like time signature altogether. It's very, very interesting. But yeah, I think it's just a solid, once again, like more complex than it has any right to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Singer. Let's see. I am so sorry. I'm trying to figure out what's the next one I should do.
Probably Fiestar, I think, based if you're going
that makes sense.
time-wise.
Yeah. Let's go Fiestar. Yeah, that's right. That's true. I sometimes I get like spoilers, I guess, but EXID and Fiestar sometimes overlap, and I'm like, I don't know when was more active, but yeah, we're gonna go.
It was always Bestie and Fiestar.
Oh, okay, then that does make sense that we should go with Fiestar first.
Yeah, let's do it. So we're heading on to Fiestar's One More, or Hanado. So here we go.
Yes.
It's way only once. 항상 똑같은 곳으로 넌 항상 똑같은 코스로 우리던 둘이만 했던 건 매일은 그냥 이렇게라도 터질래 너와 나 둘의 아주 깜깜한 밤의 불빛은 세게 뭔가 기댈 곳이 많아지는 feel 우리 설레이는 집 좀 더 특별하게 느껴지는 이 순간 우리 어제부터 오늘까지 똑같은데 아침부터 저녁까지 우리들만 이렇게 우리 계속 가다가 허무하게 끝날까 Because 내 생각에는 랄랄랄랄랄라 하나나나나 하나 더 랄랄랄랄랄라 하나나나나 하나 더 랄랄랄랄랄라 하나나나나 하나 더 랄랄랄랄랄라 하나나나나 하나 더 빨리 못 쫓아오니 너만 빼고 멀리 왔는데 잘한다 그래 놓고 지치면 뭐해 우리들에겐 더 좀씩 필요해 너와 나 둘의 한 명만 초대해줘 우리의 방 안에 우리보다 이거 많이 해볼래 지금이 딱인데 하나 둘셋 우리 어제부터 오늘까지 똑같은데 아침부터 저녁까지 우리들만 이렇게 우리 계속 가다가 허무하게 끝날까 Because 내 생각에는 이걸로 만족한다면 난 이 다음에 서서히 사라져 시간이 지나갈수록 맘이 말라버리면 어떡할 거야 Don't matter if you don't like me 하나나나나 하나 더 If you think I'm you shout wrong about me 하나나나나 하나 더 Don't matter if you don't like me 하나나나나 하나 더 If you think I'm you shout wrong about me Hey, what you say, what you wanna do 우리 어제부터 오늘까지 똑같은데 아침부터 저녁까지 우리들만 이렇게 우리 계속 가다가 허무하게 끝날까 Because 내 생각에는 랄랄랄랄랄라 하나나나나 하나 더
Okay, one more zoom in on them legs. What do you want to say about Fiestar's One More, Accio?
I mean, I love Fiestar. Man, I think
What a group.
when I was starting to get, I know, when I started to get into K-pop, I think they were on their last legs too. I think they came out with Apple Pie, maybe?
뜨겁고 달아 sweet like apple pie 저 미같이 so sweet 넌 이런 맛 너를 위해 준비한 내 마음이 이제 거의 다 부어졌어 보이니 so sweet like apple pie 뜨거우니 조심해
Yeah.
Apple Pie or Mirror, one of those.
거울에 비친 넌 미친 애처럼 굴어 24시간 지칠 때까지 울어 눈물이 끝이 안 나서 깊은 바다까지 가라앉아 Save it, save it, save it 날 구해줘 아무 감정도 느낄 수 없었는데 먼저 사랑을 원한 건 바로 넌데 내 맘을 흔들어 놨고 나를 엉망이게 어지르고 baby 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 나는 어디에
That was towards the end of their career. But I was just like, dude, I don't know, something about this group. They're just all so good. Yeah, and their songs are like very conceptual. But yeah, I don't know. As for this song, I do feel really bad for the girls because I feel like, yes, they're all very attractive. They're all very beautiful. But I feel like all the zooms take away from how good they are and how good the song is too.
Yeah.
That's okay. This song is hold on, I'm trying to like English a little bit. This song is somewhat similar to, I guess, B.B.'s song, not in like sound, but in terms of just like the slowness of it or the subtlety of it, I guess. Like as opposed to like sexy, this one is sexy, but it's more sensual. It's like kind of like, all right, it's like a little more low key than like right out there in your face type thing. Minus the video,
Sonically,
but
yeah. They didn't get the memo when they were making the MV, but
yes, sonically. There's a theme. There's a theme here. There's a theme.
yeah. I mean, I'm not exactly complaining that we get to see a lot of Fiestar's legs and zoom ins on them because they're beautiful girls, but like, was it necessary?
Yeah, they're beautiful. It just cheapens it a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like the song sounds like it's sensual, and you know that, like, obviously you know that they're very beautiful, but yeah. So it's like you have to be like, look, I'm sexy, you know. But yeah, so
very
besides
much
that,
a wooger from the cameraman when he was doing this.
For real. But yeah, I think as for the song, I think again it's very subtle. I don't even know what to say about it. Yeah, I just liked it a lot. I think that there's really interesting like instrumentals and like sounds, I guess he chooses for the song. I can't even describe all of the synths because I just don't know how to describe it well because I'm not a producer. But there's like a higher sound that sounds like bells that he uses a lot in this song, and it's like very, very quiet, but it adds a lot to me.
Definitely.
It's in the chorus and a little bit of the pre-chorus.
Yeah, it's those small touches that make a great producer for sure.
Yeah, there's like those bells, and then there's a few like interesting like rhythms / drums that he uses as well. I feel like, because otherwise I think that this song, because it's so subtle, it could drag if you don't have those little like percussion things to kind of transition and kind of like keep the rhythm going.
Yeah.
So there's like two things that help with that, which is like the drums and the percussion, and the other one with that like underneath. Well, you can hear that one, like the little like it sounds like strings, like a plucking of strings, like that's like always there in the song.
Yeah, it's like the kind of disco-y wah-wah kind of guitar tone.
Yes. Thank you. I was like, I don't know how to describe it.
I got you.
Thank you. Yeah, so that helps move it along. Otherwise, it could drag and be like very like I'm losing steam.
Yeah, I think he just packs in so many melodies in it that it's hard to get bored. Because although like
Mhm.
it could get a bit repetitive if it was just like, you know, same verse, same chorus, same verse, same chorus. He kind of changes
Yeah.
things up for each of the girls. Like Yemi gets more like
Yeah.
adventurous lines. Lindsay gets to belt a little bit in her parts. You know, Yezi brings
Mhm,
that
mhm.
strange, like different kind of tone to her stuff, makes it less boring. And like, yeah,
Yeah.
he just it's like this is the theme we're coming up with a lot of these is that he just really knows how to use what he's given. Like,
Yeah.
he just knows exactly how to make the most out of it. And like, yeah, I think in this one particularly, for me, it's a lot of the subtle kind of changes in how he approaches the vocals for each
Mhm.
girl. So like,
Mhm.
like he'll put like a filter over a certain part to make it cling in the mind a little bit better. Or he'll like bring someone's voice up just a tiny bit louder than the others to accentuate how good they are. It's just like
Mhm.
really small touches like that that really make the difference. And I'm really glad for it
Yeah.
because there's a couple of really, really, really talented girls in Fiestar who definitely needed more shine, and he let them have it. So thank
Yeah,
you for
no,
that.
for real, for real. Yeah, and then I think as for the, I don't know if Shinsadong Tiger, because like there's a lot of aspects to production, I guess. There,
Yeah.
like if you're a producer, you could just do the backing track. But I do want to give credit to like whoever wrote the top line for the chorus. Like it's really like different, because like I don't know, because there's that first part where it's just like the kind of repeated three notes that do 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 do, and then you go to the second part where like one of the vocalists gets to just like belt it out, and it's
Yeah.
so good. Like, oh man, and yeah, I don't know. It's very like I kind of understand like you can kind of understand the theme like simply just from like the way that the song is like structured. So it's like yeah. So each time it comes back to the chorus, I'm like, yes, one more chorus.
It's so good.
um,
I love it
yeah,
because like
it's
this song
really
does
good.
so many things that I usually don't like, but it makes it work
Yeah.
so well. Because like the repeated 3-note melody in the chorus, like usually I would be getting bored by the end of that, but in this it just works so well. And then he kind of like the second part almost feels like he's not in the same key, but it works so well. It's
Mhm.
so cool. And like, oh
like-
man, he just like even like the super processed like effect covered Hana na 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 Hana do in this. Like I should hate that, but he makes it so memorable the way he does it. It's so good. Like he breaks all
Yeah.
the rules and makes it work. I don't know why. It's just so good. Like I love it.
Yeah. Well, I think I don't know. There's always been something about Fiestar songs, and I think that's another strength too. Because like because we're jumping between artists, you can also kind of notice what's really good about Shinsadong Tiger is I think he also understands like the heart and soul of the group, and he produces songs that fit that group really well.
Yeah.
But with Fiestar, something that's really great about them that I like had a hard time like describing for a long time is that I feel like a lot of their songs kind of like I don't know, like sometimes I'm just like, are Fiestar like witches or something? Like I don't know. It's like there's like some sort of like hypnotic quality or like almost like there's like a spell, something going on there, quality
Yeah,
to
they
their
they
music.
lodge in the brain a lot more, like a lot easier than a lot of other groups to me, and they're not like the most orthodox, catchy songs as well. So there's something special.
Yeah, no,
about
that's
them
what I'm
for sure.
saying. It's not just like an earworm. It's just like I'll do this for T. T, if you when you listen back to this part, Steven and Josh often like describe certain songs as like mushroom songs, where it's just like at first you're kind of like I don't know, it's just kind of, but then it's just like mushrooms into your mind and just like lodges itself in there.
Yeah.
And that's Fiestar. Like I didn't even know who these girls were, but I think at one point I was like I went to like K barbecue or something, and they always have like songs going on in the background, and that's the first time I like saw a Fiestar song, and I was just like, what? Why is this so good? Like I don't,
They
you
were
know?
insane, man. It's so good. Yeah, there's definitely some of those songs that have like lodged themselves like right to the top of like my all-time lists. Sure.
Mhm.
They had some really
Yeah.
special songs. Like this was amazing. What's the oh fuck? Why am I blanking on the name of it? It's the one about pity. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh my god, I do. I like Mirror by them too.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Apple Pie isn't as good, but there's something about it too. I don't know.
Oh,
But
You're
dang,
Pitiful is the one I'm thinking of.
이제 왔어야 내 손 잡길 바라고 있는 나 정말 짠해 날 두고 돌아설 때보다 더 짠해 겨우 몇 달 사이에 들리는 얘기 사랑과
You're Pitiful. Oh my
You're
gosh, that
Pitiful.
song is so
Absolutely
good. Oh yes,
unreal
that
song.
one is so good. Yeah, I know.
There's
Like, yes,
something
please do
special.
tell me I'm pitiful because I am.
Oh yeah. Like
But yeah.
abuse me in the lyrics. That's fine. This song is so fucking good. Like,
It's
oh, I
really good.
loved it. That was I think my number one song of the year that year that came out. Just unbelievable
Oh,
song. I loved it. These girls deserve so much more. But yeah, I think
yeah, they do.
one theme that I'm noticing with Shinsadong Tiger is that he quite often is producing for groups where they're X person and the rest of the group. Because like he
Oh,
did 4 Minute, he did like Momoland with that for a bit. You know, he did WJSN, that was Cheng Zhao. You know, did Daya, that was Cheon. Here it's Jay. Like, like all of these groups
Yeah,
are
that's
known for
true.
having one really popular member, but he manages to give everybody shine. So like, it makes it more difficult to realize why they were just one person and the rest. You know,
Yeah.
like
Well, I think
my
it's just
favorite bits
because
of this
that's such an
song.
easy target, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
it would be
like.
so much easier to be like, oh, this is a marketable member. Let's push them, you know?
Yeah, I think he does it more in service of what would make the better song. So he knows what
Yeah.
to push. Like my favorite parts of this song are pretty much all Lindsay's parts. I think her parts are absolutely amazing in this song.
Mhm.
And like, although everybody loves Jay, and like I'm not going to complain about looking at Jay, she's unbelievably gorgeous. But like, man, he really lets like the vocalist shine. Even Kaolu has like some pretty good parts, and she's not really a vocalist, you know.
Yeah, she's not, but she sounds good here.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I think it's just that ability to understand like how does this person's voice and this synth fit into the song and to kind of like bring it together in like a harmonious soup.
Yeah.
Is very important, and he does it very well.
Absolutely.
But yeah. Speaking of, I guess, other groups that were Blank and the Girls / the Boyz, we're gonna move on to my last pick, which is EXID's L.I.E. And yeah.
Yep, Hanny and girls, let's go.
맘에 듣지 어디에 like it 좀 아는 여자 동생들만 내고 away 내 친구가 늘 길에서 봤대 네가 내게 준다고 한 그때고 거짓말 안 해 away 혼자만 안에서 한참을 보냈는데 밤새 풀리지 않는 기분 때문에 그지 같아 나 어떡해 도저히 더는 참을 수 없는데 Baby I know 네 거짓말 이제 네가 숨 쉬는 것도 싫어 스치는 것조차는 싫어 Baby I know 널 생각할수록 더 나를 또 미치게 만드는 너의 L.I.E No boy no more 더는 못 숨어 꼭꼭 또 숨어 다 찾아낼 걸로 쏟나 또 배우네 난 시원해 네가 다 지어내 네 가짜 소설아 무서워 overload 내내 박수 보낼게 clap 넌 아무 출연 상탄고도 남을 연기했네 넌 마치 흡연자 모두가 피해던 지나치게 벌 받아야지 넌 짐 싹 다 챙겨나가 더 이상 별 볼 일 없으니까 Baby I know 네 거짓말 이제 네가 숨 쉬는 것도 싫어 스치는 것조차는 싫어 Baby I know 널 생각할수록 더 나를 또 미치게 만드는 너의 L.I.E 너 죽을 때까지 이렇게 살다가 지옥 가길 기도해 go to hell go oh baby 그때야 너는 태어나지만 있어야 해요 나 어떡해 네 집으로 꼴도 보기 싫은데 Baby
EXID's L.I.E. The klaxon always gets me in that one. I love it.
That's true. I was getting jump scared by that air horn even though I know it's coming. It just comes out of nowhere.
I always forget that it's not just for the first one, it's throughout the whole song. Every time they hit the chorus, like, it's so funny.
This is such a weird song.
It is.
It's such a weird song, but I don't know why. Like, there's a lot of actually really good EXID songs, and I could have chosen any of them, but I think for me, I chose this one because I think it's the first. Actually, it's probably the first Shinsadong Tiger song that I was like immediately drawn to. Because like,
Okay.
I mean, of course, the other ones like I had to discover later on is what I mean. And so this one came out in the time where I was like still discovering K-pop, and so that's why I was like, oh my god, you know. So it's very nostalgic for me. But I think, you know, obviously there's probably better examples of EXID's work, but I think for me this one is just really, it's the chorus for me that really gets me on this one. That is just very satisfying. I think with EXID, something that's hard to balance is the fact that Solji's voice and Lim's voice are very, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And so being able to balance their voices and still make them like sound distinct is hard. And yeah, so I think the chorus of the song does that pretty well. I think in production, he's able to pull out Solji's grit a little bit more, which is what does distinguish her from Lim. So
it's that and her like wacky vibrato, which he keeps in, which I love.
Oh yeah. That's true. Her weird vibrato that's a little bit more is unconventional. I don't know how else to describe it. So yeah, I don't know. The chorus of the song is just so satisfying. And then I think the other thing that's good too is like actually the verses of this are quite good. I like that it kind of takes its time. And then that the pre-chorus does what it's supposed to do, which is like build you up to that big chorus.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the weird.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to say, like, I actually really like the decision to give the bridge to the non-main vocals.
Mm-hmm.
Because Junghwa has, like, a really peculiar tone, and he used it really, really well in this bridge, I think. She kicks off the bridge, and it's like, her voice is perfect for that. It's so nice. So her and Hani, like, mostly handling the bridge was pretty cool.
Yeah. And I honestly, like, I understand why Hani was that it girl, because she's very, like, she has a lot of, like, charisma. And also, I think her voice is very needed in EXID, because it adds a really good, I guess, contrast to the two main vocals. And then Younghwa as well, too. Yeah, of course, I think her Younghwa actually is not more important, but it's like even more different, I guess, than the two of them, because Hani also has some like soul and body in her voice too, whereas like Younghwa has like a cooler tone, and so it helps have a really nice contrast when she does sing.
Yeah, definitely. The only travesty with Hani in these songs is they never really let her use her lower register, which is what she was best at.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's true. She does have a really great lower register. So you're not wrong. Yeah, I think personally I probably could have done without the weird like air horn. What is it? The part after the main part of the chorus is the post chorus. I don't even know what that is. But like that, just like dance breakdown part.
Yeah, going to the club dance break.
Yeah. It's definitely reminiscent of that time though, because at that time a lot of songs were doing that. So.
It became very iconic as well, like that part where Junghwa's on the front and she's like pulling one strand of her hair up and doing the like put it back thing, like that. I've seen that a million times done in like public dance things or whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
People love
that.
So part.
I think I take that with a grain of salt. I think nowadays it's one of those things where it's like I've grown to accept it per se, but like if I was like a new listener to the song, I would be like, probably not the best section to put there.
Yeah.
But I understand, like, you know, it's part of some of the trends you got to do. Not necessarily, but
yeah.
But yeah, I think besides that, I think it's just a very satisfying song for me.
Cool.
And as you said, it does a good job of giving the other members parts. Not in the video, because in the video they're like constantly zooming back to Hani. But
That's true, but then there's a part later where Hani's singing and they're not even showing her, they're showing everybody else, so
yeah,
maybe they just do that
weird.
to
I don't
everyone.
know. Yeah, maybe they're just like, whatever, we'll just like, whatever. Undermine everyone at all parts. But yeah, I mean, besides that, I think, the big victory of this one is to differentiate two very similar singers, even though they're very both like strong vocally, but being able to do that in the same chorus is very difficult.
Yeah, the vocal layering on Solji as well, particularly, is like so good in this song. Sounds so nice.
Yeah. She sounds so good on her higher notes in the song. But yeah, so I think for me that's just like what makes it work. As for the rest of EXID's music, it's not featured in this one, but I think something that Shinsadong Tiger does well is like he balances like very and we mentioned it already, but like real instruments that are like sometimes hard to balance. Like saxophone is actually notoriously, I feel like it's actually very hard to get it right in a song.
Yeah.
And that's something that EXID songs, it became kind of like one of their hallmarks, right? Because they got really big for Up and Down and like Oh Yeah, which like all has a saxophone in it, but he balances the tones. Somehow I get almost like despite himself, because Solji and Halim have a very similar like timbre, I guess, to a saxophone, so it could be bad. So shout outs to those songs as well. I think Hot Pink also achieves a lot of that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And then one song I wanted to shout out because it definitely makes Younghwa stand out really well is there's this song called The Vibe, which is it's a B-side by EXID, but it was produced by Shinsadong Tiger as well. And I was going to bring it on, but I was like, well, it's just like, if I'm going to showcase his work, it should probably be title tracks. But I do want to shout out The Vibe, because that song is like really cool. I'm like, oh, dang, this song is, I don't know, it's just something else. I would also shout out to Swither, because he's the one who's like, have you ever heard the song? I was like, I have not. So yeah, The Vibe. It's a very like smooth, sleek song that brings out a lot of Younghwa's like best vocal qualities. So yeah,
for sure. We'll cut that one in for definite.
Thank you.
Yes.
And then we'll go to your picks.
Yeah, out into the wilds of weird songs from a long time ago. Everybody thinks this is an Im Chang Jung song, but it's not. This is Wonder Boys with Open the Door from 11 years ago. So let's do this and let's try and work out what was Shinsadong Tiger about this and what wasn't just a wild trot song that everyone thinks somebody else did first. Here we go.
나와주세요. 부모님께서 실망하십니다. 빨리 문을 여시오. 방에서 뭐하니? 앉아서 뭐하니? 그러고 있지 마라 문을 여시오. 여보세요. 우리는 넌 계속 시계만 보면서 그저 농땡이만 TV 좀 그만 봐 그러다 빠져 눈알 네가 놀 줄을 알아 뭘 할 줄을 알아 문 열어 햇빛은 쬐는데 방 안에서 뭐해 허구한 오락게임 붙들고 보내 하지만 오래 함날이 보내 목숨 걸지 마라 그러다가 진짜 병돼 정신 차리고 거울을 봐 닦은 선크림 밑으로 손을 들어 위로 오늘 하루를 그냥 보내는가요 오늘 하루를 마냥 앉아있나요 이 늦은 발걸음을 어서 떼세요 마음이 꽉 닫힌 문을 열지요 아침이 밝았는데 태양이 떠오르는데 막금의 문을 닫고 밖으로 나오지 않고 왜 도대체 왜 문을 열어라 마 그게 무엇이 말이야 잠긴 문 열어라
Yes, Wonder Boys, Open the Door. Probably the weirdest song we played today. But it always brings me such joy, and I didn't even realise it was a Shinsadong Tiger song.
I did not know this was about that. Oh my gosh.
This song,
also,
right?
Shout out.
Sorry, you can shout
We
out
have Benji in
first.
the chat. I just want to shout out that we have Benji in the chat, and it feels like 10 years, but of course not, you know.
Yeah.
It's it feels like it's been a year at least, okay? So anyways, we love you, we miss you.
We do.
Please come
love
back
him.
when you have time. I'd also like to thank your lovely wife, if that's what gets you back on the show.
Absolutely.
You know?
There is always space to,
go ahead.
thank Benji's wife. But yes, this song, right, is this was one of my early loves in K-pop, and this song wasn't on streaming for fucking years. It took me ages to find this song because you couldn't even buy it when I found it, and I would check periodically for like years at a time, checking whether I could get Wonder Boys Open the Door.
Oh my god.
To the point, I ended up downloading it from one of the stores because it wasn't on any of the other ones.
Oh my god. That's iconic.
I just really wanted to open that
my
door,
God.
you know?
You're that top 0.01% of
Wonder Boys fans.
in your Spotify rap. It's just there.
I'm not here for any of those fake fans that only like Tarzan. I'm here for Open the Door, baby.
Oh my god. Okay, anyway, this is very you, and this is very Benji, but I think regarding Shinsadong Tiger, I think what's great about this song is that's another thing I think that we should highlight is I think that Shinsadong Tiger does know how to be like self-aware and just like have fun in a song, if that makes sense. Like he knows like all right, this is like a dumb trot song, like I'm just gonna go like into this and just turn it to 11 and like, you know what I mean? Like, so I wouldn't necessarily say I hear that much of like the hallmarks of like, I guess his style in it per se, but it does have like the spirit of Shinsadong Tiger, which is like I guess you could say this is a predecessor of like Boom Boom, right? Where it's just kind of like, I know that this is a really dumb song, but like, I don't care. I'm gonna be really dumb. Like, let's go.
I'm gonna make the best really dumb song you ever heard.
Yes, exactly.
That's what it's all about. I love that there's a tiger on the wall behind them for most of the video too. Like that's totally him in the producer booth, right? Just roaring.
Yeah, that's totally him. That's totally a him thing. Yeah.
I think this is also a situation where he's made the absolute maximum out of his materials, because I think Wonder Boys literally had like one good guy and the rest of them were just kind of there.
Oh my
that was
God.
kind of what Wonder Boys were. Like, if you look at their song
Okay, that's
Tarzan,
fair.
which is the one everyone knows from them that everyone likes, it's pretty much the one guy singing for like 80% of the song.
Oh my God.
Whereas here, everybody has something to do. So, like, well in Shinsadong Tiger for giving everybody something to do.
That's true. That's true. And hey, like, I mean, since he knows his, like, I don't know, his people, he turns that like really troll kind of trot like synth, and it's just throughout the whole song.
Yeah.
About the certain times where like he turns it down a bit because the good guy is singing, and then during the chorus he turns it up again.
True. He just knows. But yeah, this was this was just one of those songs that I had to bring because nobody's heard it. And like, if I could introduce anybody to this, then I've done something alright. You know, more people need to know of the banger that is Wonder Boys "Open the Door." It's amazing. You can't tell me you don't want to do these dance moves. I mean, look at these guys. You want to knock on that door?
You're not wrong. That's true. I do. I do want to go like clubbing with these guys at some point. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I see you.
Tag yourself. I'm the guy with the weird like afro and the shades.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like I think what's good is like when people know how to have fun and like people know. Like, it's fine to, like, you don't have to take everything so seriously, so I'm down. Like, these are the kinds of guys who, like, if I saw you at the club, I'll be like, I'm gonna join you guys. This is freaking dumb dances, but I can do that. Yeah. And I cannot dance, so that means I'm gonna join you guys. So let's go.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I don't have much else to say about it. Thanks for bringing it.
Anytime.
For the song. Thanks to the song, we had Benji come out of lurking for once. So I was like, oh my God. I just said, oh my God, I missed Benji. And he was like, this is like, you know, he like, I don't know. I guess he's just been lurking this whole time, but.
Yeah. He showed up for Wonder Boys, okay? We love that.
I love it.
On to a song that's at least mildly less silly, I guess, even though there's some like quite weird moments in this video. But I had to close it off with my girls, one of my top 3 girl groups of all time, Dalshabet.
Let's go.
With B.B.B or Big Baby Baby. So let's do that. Here we go. Big Baby Baby time. Yes, Dalshabet's B.B.B. Do you feel mind diseased? This song definitely mind diseased me when it was the first Dalshabet song I found.
Yeah. I'm still laughing at Benji's comments.
Yeah, Benji's great, man.
Okay. Anyway. Yes, this song is really good. I honestly need to probably look into more Dalshabet simply because.
Hit me up, I got you. I love them so much.
But literally, once again, it's one of those things where Dalshabet, they were on their last legs also when I was first getting into K-pop. I feel like I came into K-pop at the most terrible time.
Yeah.
Anyways, they were also on their last legs, so like, what was it?
Were they doing like Friday Sat Sun and
Friday,
stuff
Saturday.
like that?
I think it was Friday Sat Sun. That's why I was like,
Yeah,
I
it's
actually
not their
recognize that one.
best.
So, it's not. But yes. But yeah, I mean, I literally hadn't heard the song before, so I was like, oh, okay. I like the synths. And it's one of those ones where, at least with this one, I don't necessarily get the complexity of emotions in this one, but at the same time, it has that same like running thread of like it definitely knows what it is, and it's just simply a good song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like similar to the Wonder Boy song, where it's like we're just gonna have fun in the club, and that's enough for now. So yeah, so I think that's where it's at. I think what's really interesting about the quality of how he produces the voices is like, at least nowadays, compared to nowadays, the voices sound like slightly quieter, but in some ways
Yeah.
that's a good thing. It's like
This
a
is
good
exactly
thing.
it, is that he does it because he mixes them to be kind of like, he doesn't get rid of the fact that they have quite piercing voices, some of the girls of Dalshabet, like Seri's voice is quite piercing, for instance. But he mixes it low enough that it doesn't hurt your ears, whereas now that everyone's mixed so high that if someone has like a piercing voice, you're just like, stop. So I'm glad that, you know, my girls had people like Shinsadong Tiger to look out for them in the producing booth, because if they were making stuff now, it could have come out quite painful, some of it.
No, I see you.
But also thankful that like
true.
this was the era where rappers didn't have to actually rap; they could just do like a fun little sang bit, which is what Karen does here. Which is why Karen is one of my favorite rappers in K-pop history, because she was like, "Look, I don't know how to rap. I'm just going to make a bit that's catchy," you know.
Your favorite rapper of K-pop is the rapper who doesn't rap.
The anti-rapper.
Yeah. Oh, that's literally so funny. But yeah, I think there's just like really cool, interesting mixing and synths going on here. I liked the through line of it. The main like synth part of it is really catchy. I'm a sucker for that sound, so I'm kind of like, okay, I'm in. I heard it. I'm like, all right, we're down. What am I gonna say?
Yeah, this was like back in that era where having songs that actually had like good mixing was pretty rare too. Like it was like this and Volume Up both kind of stand out in their era, that they actually have like some bass and some mids and some treble. Because back then basically everything was just treble. Like, it was just nothing but highs everywhere. Whereas these are actually quite well mixed.
Yeah, no, I see you. There's a lot of good. They're very good bass line actually going on here. And then they do that thing in like a lot of like 90s songs do this, where they have like the deep like do like drum bass thing. But then it's like it's a very interesting sound because it's both low and high, because there's like a little higher pitch at the end of that. And so it's a good balance. It's a good sound for this. It's kind of weird because it's like some sounds in this are like very 80s, and then there's like some 90s stuff in here too, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, it's weird, but in a good way. Like it works.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much else to say about the song. It's just good. Like it's just like a good club banger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very satisfying. Very filled out, and compliments the girls. I've been saying this whole time, you know.
Yep.
But yeah.
What I'm realizing though is that we need to start putting Shinsadong Tiger in the same bullpit as Brave Sound when it comes to making absolute bangers for sexy concept. Like,
Yeah, no,
so
for
many
real.
of these songs have been sexy concept, and they're so fucking
Yeah.
good. Like,
Almost all the girl group songs have been sexy concepts. And
yeah,
if not sexy, then at least sensual in some way, right? Besides maybe Boom Boom, although there's moments there, I guess.
Mhm.
But yeah. Besides that, yeah, you're very right about that. And it's like towing that line where it's like, and I was saying this in the comments earlier, but like, you know, he has the classy sexy.
yeah, definitely.
I was like, I was saying how like I kind of wish that he did a song for Hard because he did so well with Troublemaker, where it was like very classy and yet very like sexy at the same time. But you know, recently because I guess BM has been putting good music, it's been
They've
very
been,
trashy sexy. So.
yeah, getting icky, I.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
No. Oof. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, you're right. I think he does very well with those songs, and it's not a very common thing that we have anymore. You know, it comes with its own um I don't know, controversies, I guess. So I understand why it's not necessarily the biggest thing ever, but you can do it well without, you know, exploiting
Just
the girl.
stop zooming in on body parts, and you're halfway there. You know?
Yeah. So
That's the main thing.
There's a way to do it.
Yeah.
I feel like Shinsadong Tiger was always misunderstood by his MV people. It's just like, oh, it sounds sexy. All right, we're gonna, you know.
Zoom in on the butt, zoom in on the boobs. That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Legs, boobs, butts.
Yeah,
That'll do.
it's just yeah. So I think that's something that not necessarily his fault, but
Yeah.
comes with the territory, I guess.
Yeah. Let's
is
just
what
have a
they thought.
reevaluation of the sexy concept, right? Let's just
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
let's just bring back like songs like this and just do the videos better. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because sexy concept
'Cause, like, the
bangers are
song
some
is
of the
just a
best
song.
songs ever. Like they're so good.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
Mhm.
it's so annoying that I have to feel slightly shameful for loving all of these sexy concept songs because they're so good, but they just made these
Yeah,
like
the songs
super
and the production
tasteless videos.
themselves. Yeah, it's generally it's always the video because I think like there's nothing. Although to be fair, maybe because I don't understand the language, right? So maybe there are some like not great lyrics. But but yeah, I think a lot of times, at least the way that the song comes off, it doesn't feel like sleazy, you know?
Yeah.
Because there are songs out there that they're sexy, but they feel really like I feel kind of gross listening to it.
Mm.
Whereas like Shinsadong Tiger, he definitely does not go in that territory. So, but yeah, it's been super fun. Thanks so much for doing the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming along. It's just good to like, you know, introduce people to some of the songs they might not have known were by Shinsadong Tiger and spread word of how good he was, you know?
For sure.
That's the main thing about this show. Yeah, it's like horribly sad that he's gone, but the best we can do is celebrate what he gave us, you know, which is fucking amazing songs, as I'm sure anyone that's listened to this can tell you. So, you know, thank you, Shinsadong Tiger, and I hope you're resting well wherever you are.
Yes, thank you so much, and we're definitely here to just honor that music and honor the work that he did. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that's honestly what's so great about this show. So I'm really grateful for this, and also for Shinsadong Tiger, and for you. Yeah, just introducing all these songs that probably otherwise would not be listening to because we typically focus on whatever is going on now. So yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, thank you, Accio. I will talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That is the end of the Shinsadong Tiger special. Huge love for this man and everything he gave us. Tune in next week. We should have a regular show. Yeah, we'll see how we do.